What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. It's Friday, grind day. Put that bread to the side. I hope y'all had a good week. If you like what it is that we do over here, though, hit that sub button, hit them likes, and hit that hype. Today, we are talking about casinos. Casinos. But it's a little bit of a different conversation when it comes to casinos because these casinos involve Jay-Z and Nas. Now, we all know that Jay and Nas have had a feud that spanned it over 23 years ago. That's dead today. You know what I mean? They ain't had no problems in a long time. But who would have thought we'd be here today after hearing bars like this?
Hey, y'all, see that he's fake, the rap version of TD Jakes, prophesizing on your CDs and tapes, won't break you a crumb up the little bit that he makes, and this is with whom you want to place your faith.
Yeah, man, they was talking greasy. Nas was talking greasy too, though.
At home with mama, she was getting old and sick, so I stayed beside her. We had the best time. She asked would I make more songs. I told her not till I see her health get more strong. In the middle of that, Jay tried to sneak attack, assassinate my character, degrade my hood. Cause in order for him to be the Don, Nas had to go. The Gambino rules I understood, which I once see I already had. The gift and the curse, this shit, both the first shall be last. I'm the man's man, a rapper's rapper, G-O-D, S-O-N, there'll be none after. I was Scarface, Jay was Manolo. It hurt me when I had to kill him and his whole squad for Dolo.
Classic records right there. Now, they both, well, specifically Jay, right, had put in a bid to do a casino in Times Square. Him and Roc Nation, SL Green Corporation, and a few others came together to build this casino in Times Square. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm well-versed enough in that line of business to know that if it would boost the economy, if it helps or hurts, right? But of course, you know, online, it's always meted with the, oh, Jay's just trying to line his pockets. Jay's just trying to get money. Jay's just trying to, you know what I mean, be a capitalist, all these different things. And it was denied. But this is Jay, you know, when he was first talking about it, and we seen this video a couple of months ago.
Thank you. As you can tell by Dez's accent, she's from the Bronx. I'm from Brooklyn. This is what New York really looks like, the programs and things that we've done, and not to highlight what we would like to do with the casino, but something we've been doing 21 years with the scholarship, the job fair. We're 6 years into reform. These are things that we do naturally because it's who we are. So the alignment with Caesars and SL Green, it was important for us that these things are included. Obviously I came up through sports and entertainment, sports too. I built my career around entertainment and culture. And again, a homegrown talent from Brooklyn in the Bronx. And the things that he's built within New York, and in Times Square being the perfect place for us. I think that.
Now, I think a lot of the backlash also came from, the story of the Barclay Center and how the Barclay Center was forcing residents out of that area, in Brooklyn to move in order for the Barclay Center to be built. I can't honestly say that I have a problem with the Barclay Center. I've experienced a lot of great moments going there for concerts, basketball games, and different events, right? So again, I'm not a person that's in the space of arena building and how it builds the economy or how many jobs it stimulates. I do know that, the Barclay Center was a space that when it first opened, a lot of people got jobs there. Neither here nor there. But I want to go back to how Jay-Z feels regarding Nas and vice versa, all because, there's a narrative that's always been put out there that regardless to them not doing music, well, the way they used to, and them now transitioning to being businessmen, that Jay-Z has always tried to step on Nas in some sort of way. But this is Jay when he was on the Breakfast Club talking about his feud with Nas.
The fan, is it ever awkward when you're in a room with Nas? Because that Ether takeover beef with y'all wasn't light.
It was disrespectful.
Yeah, it was a time, and it was a moment in time that was a great moment for hip hop. But for us, we really have a good relationship. We laugh. We don't even. That thing is so far past, and I understand why. Even today, that thing is. I guess it's 11 years old, maybe longer, and like people still fascinated with it, but it's so far removed. It's so far in the background that we're not awkward around each other at all.
I say the great thing about it is it didn't destroy either one of your careers. Like sometimes when
No, it
happens,
helped Nas.
No, yeah, it did help him at that time.
Nas.
But for both of you, it's not like, okay, now this guy just destroyed me, because that happens sometimes with beef. But you guys both were successful still after that. You even more so.
Yeah, you heard a lot of careers. That's what she wants to say. You know,
Rap is competitive, you know. It's a competitive sport. Each time I went out, I put my career on the line as well. You know, like that. You know, it could have happened to me. You know,
heard Prodigy.
and everybody wanted it to happen. Like,
Yep.
they did. It was a time where it was like, please let this guy go away.
Rap is competitive, and now this shit, you know what I mean? The rappers, well, not all of them, but a lot of the rappers then turned to businessmen. And, you know, the things that we're comparing are not, you know, who's the toughest in the street no more, or who's the realest. It's about who making the more money. Like, you know how people like to talk about? People like to watch pockets and all that shit and talk about who making the more money, who's making the bigger things happen, who's going. But as we can see, you know, the casino that the Caesars and Jay-Z and SL Green Corp and all that was trying to put together, it got denied. And when it got denied, it's interesting. It's interesting because let's go through some of the reasons why it got denied, right? So it says that you know, a state community advisor committee voted 4-2 against the proposal on September 17th, 2025, effectively killing the plan. The project was a partnership between SL Green Realty, right, and Caesars Entertainment and Jay-Z's Rock Nation. SL Green CEO, you know what I mean, he expressed his outrage, and we're going to get to that, right? But it got denied. And it's now that it got denied that people are looking at Nas, because Nas has something going on and it's moving. But I wanted to go to Nas speaking about, you know, that idea with Jay stepping on his releases or them still being competitive even though they're not battling one another with music, and how every time it's convenient, it's really convenient that every time Nas drops an album that Jay-Z drops something around that.
Envy brought up the fact that you've had issues with other artists. Do you think Jay-Z releases projects on your album, release dates on purpose?
That's what everybody says every time.
I saw 50 say that to Wu Kid. I see a little meme going around.
No, I think maybe there's an energy that we both have where we feel like we work around the same time, and then the time.
They said Stillmatic came out December 18th. They said Jay released Unplugged. Then they said Street Disciple November 30th. Then Collision Course. Nas's greatest hits, American Gangster. Nasir, Everything Is Love. The Lost Tapes, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Lion King.
And that's where it got stupid with the Lion King soundtrack. The Lion King soundtrack is when it gets kind of stupid.
And then recently was The Entrepreneur.
Well, what's Collision Course? That's an album?
The Linkin Park joint, yeah.
Oh, word. Yo, bro, that's a hell of that's some coincidence. You know, I mean, I don't know about that. I think things just happen. It's just synergy, man, you know? You know, Jay would know. Jay would know better than me.
I think two things could be true. I think it's synergy, and I do believe it could be a little bit small amount of pettiness, right? But if you don't know, and remember when the whole shit with Jim Jones and Nas was going on, and before anything dropped, before it was the Omerta verse on Raekwon's Emperor's New Clothes album, it was this announcement from Nas about a casino.
The future is not something you wait for. It's something you build. It lives in the hands of the doers, the dreamers, the people who refuse to stand still. Resorts World is more than a casino. It's energy, it's opportunity, it's hope for the borough. A second chance for some, a first step for many. It's where community gathers, not just to win, but to build a future once imagined.
And let's be clear, the Resorts World Casino already exists in Queens. This is about expansion. You know what I'm saying? This is about expansion. And it got approved. You know what I'm saying? Like, that expansion got approved. And when that expansion got approved, the people who are voting had some things to say, and it involved Jay-Z.
Couldn't have been done without everybody here. With that being said, I'm getting ready to vote, and there's a theme in Queens, and I know Nas is a part of this. Queens get the money. Sorry, Jay-Z, we win again. I just had to rub that in. You can let the Brooklyn Borough president know that I send my regards to him. With that being said, I vote aye.
Borough president votes in an aye, and some conflict will be brewing. I'll move a little away from you. Next up is myself, representing myself as the state assemblywoman in this district. I have to say this has been an opportunity of my professional career as the assemblywoman.
Yeah, man, yo. See, pettiness knows no motherfucking limits, man. It don't matter where people's at, what they doing. I thought that, it was a funny jab. You know what I mean? It's definitely a funny jab. And it's the irony about, how Jay's just got rejected, but Nas's, his situation is getting approved. Regardless, I love to see both of these black men prosper and keep, doing things and setting examples for all of us. I mean, especially if you come from the ghetto, because you're talking about two project kids, one from Marcy Projects in Brooklyn and one from Queensbridge. Both tough places to come out of. So if anybody sees any inspiration in any of this, that's what's up. But Marc Holliday, right? Marc Holliday is the CEO of SL Green. And when he went crazy, I ain't gonna say he went crazy, but he was definitely upset about all of this. And he had some stuff to say to the whole committee of the people who didn't approve, that casino.
You know it. We met the standard and then some, and the only one with courage to stand up is the governor and the mayor appointees, and everybody else runs and hides. Go run and hide. Because what you did, the benefits you denied this community and this city and state, you have to live with that history forever.
Now, we could definitely see he was hot. Mike was hot about that, right? But this took me back to the scene, the scene in Casino, the scene in Casino when, Sam Rothstein was going off. But that was art imitating life like we talked about before. And this is Harry Reid and Frank Rothenstall, them talking, going back and forth. And this is where that scene from Casino was inspired from.
Provoked a stormy confrontation between Rosenthal and then Gaming Commission Chairman Harry Reid. An enraged Rosenthal accused Reid of double-crossing him after asking for favors from Rosenthal in the past. It was a confrontation that would earn Rosenthal the underworld nickname of Crazy, and it illustrated the arrogance that the Chicago mob boys displayed in what they viewed as their town, Las Vegas.
This was predictable. They would not even allow me a hearing. No inconsistency. When the chairman had told us that he would give us 10 days, whatever time we needed, until George Swartz spoke up in the kangaroo court. And today he pounded his gavel in accordance with his commissioners. I call him a hypocrite, and the fellow members of this commission to deny me a fair hearing.
I'd like to answer that while we're here. Mr. Rosenthal is being very typical to this point. He's lying. The only time I've ever been in the Stardust Hotel was with Brian Greenspan long prior to my getting on the commission. And in fact, I rode in the same car with Mr. Brian.
All right, man. It's crazy how accurate they kept that scene to the casino scene, right? But this is more reasons why it was rejected. Strong opposition, right? Strong opposition from Broadway theater owners, local lawmakers, and community members who raised concerns about impacts on the theater district, traffic, public safety, and neighborhood character. Those objections were decisive in the committee vote. It also says the Times Square's bid rejection came alongside votes that also knocked out other Manhattan casino proposals, meaning Manhattan no longer has proposal advancing for one of those downstate casino licenses. Other proposals elsewhere, Queens, Yonkers, Bronx, Coney Island, continued through the review process, and some advanced. The New York State Gaming Commission will make licensing determinations later in the statewide process. I want to know what y'all think about this in the comment section, just off of this, right? I think that this battle, which is not a real battle, but it's a good conversation, right? to see Jay-Z and to see Nas, and of course, if you were 82 baby or you were 80s baby like me, you grew up in the 90s, we all know how important their music was to our lives. But to see them, you know what I mean, they're not going back and forth deliberately, but to see Nas, you know what I mean, kind of, I ain't gonna say rise out the ashes because that would mean that he ain't had shit going on, but to see Nas's trajectory as a businessman, how inspiring is that shit, man? And how do y'all feel about Jay-Z, right? Do you think that it's just all about capitalism? I don't. I do think on one side that, yeah, you know what I mean, it would make sense to build something like that in Times Square. Times Square, for myself, even though I don't live in New York anymore, has lacked a lot of substance. Yeah, it's a big tourist attraction, but for New Yorkers, like, what is there to even excite us? Now, with that being said, traffic is horrible already. I can't even imagine the amount of traffic that would happen if there was a Times Square in New York City. So, I mean, a lot of things is true in this. For me, I would have liked to seen both of them get their casinos going, but salute to Nas, salute to Jay on everything he's doing too. This is how I do it myself. For the ones that rock with me, know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually will. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.